a misty mountainside in Japan's Iya Valley, this is Paul Kato with a Chiiori update. If I'm looking a little fishy tonight, it's probably because Toru and I enjoyed a feast of vitamin-rich seaweed for dinner. This afternoon we received a package full of fresh wakame and mekabu from our friend Muro-san. Muro-san is a Naruto fisherman who's famous for using traditional techniques to catch sea bass that cause them less unnecessary stress. And that means less adrenaline in the flesh and a better tasting fish. Muro-san also harvests kelp to make wakame and mekabu, which can be used to make miso soup, salads, or even shabu-shabu. This was my first time to enjoy fresh wakame, because I usually get the dried stuff, and the difference in the texture was obvious. This had a fresh marine flavor and real bite. I could almost hear the clanging of buoys in the distance. All around us, flowers are blooming. The mountain sakura have already peaked and are beginning to shed their petals. The daffodils are just showing off, and my favorite, the mountain azaleas, are hanging over the road and reminding me a little bit of Georgia. This is also the season to start planting summer crops, which brings me to this week's moment for reflection. We started farming in the fields around the house last month, planting potatoes, carrots, and daikon. Mrs. Olmo came over the other day and gave us a hand with the potato patch, and we finished it in a single afternoon. Afterwards, we were relaxing on the veranda, and she slipped down to the field and started fertilizing with a petroleum-based product. Now, Takashi caught her before she'd gotten too far, but when he tried to explain that we aren't using that sort of fertilizer, she just looked skeptical and went home. To make Chiiori sustainable into the future, we're using vegetable compost and old thatch to fertilize and mulch. But as several guests have pointed out, we're not really farming organically if we continue to plant treated seeds from the local hardware store instead of non-hybrids that produce vegetables with viable seeds. And we continue to waste nutrients by not composting our feces, and we pollute the Iya River by not treating our gray water. It's discouraging to think about how far behind we are as a sustainable farm, and any funds we divert to get better are probably going to come at the expense of Chiiori's restoration. So there are some people who say that we should just stick to our strong suit, which is cultural preservation, and leave the organic agriculture to the experts. Now, I know that's irresponsible in the long term, but in the short term, I don't know, maybe they're right. Maybe we can learn more from our neighbors about farming than they can from us, since we have so little experience. Maybe we should just do what they do. I really don't know, so if you have any ideas, please let me know. So, if you do have any ideas, or just comments or suggestions, you can put them in the comment box below, or email them to me at info@chiiori.org. Well, that's it for this week. See you next time on the Chiiori Update.